2. Do you really know? We got a good one today. The best guy ever, fame expert. We're going to ask him some good questions. And here is the intro. Stay tuned in a few seconds. Today's episode 2 with ENY Osang. And that was the intro. Let's go ahead and bring our special guest, fame experts, ENY Osang. Here we go. All right. Here's our buddy, all the way from the UK. It is 5:50. How are you, sir?
I'm good, my friend. Great to be here with you. Always.
Awesome. We're excited. We should be live now, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you with our special, wonderful guest. Applause, please. All right, so we're going to be asking our friend here, who's a fame expert, some interesting questions. Here we go. By the way, how do you pronounce your last name?
Osang. So
Osang, perfect. What is the origin of that?
So my parents are Nigerian, so that's where it comes from, I guess.
Okay, cool. Nigerian, awesome. All right. First question: what is your middle name, if you have one?
Oh, thankfully I haven't got one. Right. Okay. This is
No middle name for you?
There's a story here somewhere, right? So when I was growing up, I thought my middle name was Akpan, Akpan. I lived with that for years. So EAO was my initials, and then eventually I realized that Akpan is more a title. It means first son. So it's not really a name. It's just a title that I had. So I took it off. So now I can happily say I have no middle name at all. It's ENY song, and that's it.
That's awesome. I mean, a lot of people do. I've always been curious about that. So that's great. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my son has about 6 middle names. Because being Nigeria,
your son has 6 middle names?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's got his first name, got the middle name we gave him, middle name my sister gave him, his auntie, in other words. And then the family, so one side, the family the other side, and then there's just he had more. It's fine.
Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. All right. Ready for the next question?
Let's go for it.
All right, here it is. Okay, if you had to watch a sporting event, what would it be? What would ENY love to watch?
That's an easy one. Football, at best of times, football. I guess my team's Tottenham Hotspur, so Spurs is my team. Soccer, as you call it. But I like many sports, but soccer would be my first choice.
What is your favorite team, like in terms of? I know football is different than American football, right?
Yeah.
There's soccer. Are you Real Madrid? What's your favorite team?
My favorite team is Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, cool! That's awesome.
We just call it Spurs here.
Oh, cool! That's awesome. All right, wasn't a bad one there. Okay.
I was a member of the club for years. I had a seat there.
Okay. Oh wow, that's awesome. All right. Next question. Okay, who's your favorite LinkedIn celebrity, or your favorite celebrity in general too, as well?
That's easy. My favorite LinkedIn celebrity is America's Supermom, the show.
Absolutely, she's awesome. Definitely. What about your TV celebrity or fame celebrity? I know you're a fame expert. Is there anybody that you admire from growing up, some celebrity that ENY admired and you emulate or you want to kind of follow and you follow his footsteps, basically.
Oh, I don't know. I think when you're growing up, there's many people that you can look up to. I guess I didn't really look up to celebrities in that way. Now, if I saw one on the street, I walk straight past them because then
Uh-huh.
I truly think, why would I want to care about you when you don't care about me?
Yeah.
There's many, I admire many people. Bezos, business people I admire the most. Those who build big companies. Bill Gates. If I could meet him, I'd be really happy.
Yeah.
Richard Branson. That's another one. So
Okay.
those who have built businesses from nothing, and people that I give credit to. But then again, don't forget, I've got 30 LinkedIn audio room hosts, co-hosts.
Yeah.
So I have to treat them like celebrities, and they're all stars to me. I do audio rooms because I like what my co-hosts bring to the table. So to me, they're stars. Everyone I work with is a star because you have to see your clients as that. If you ask me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Any like behind your background, you have Marilyn Monroe. Any like relation to her or anything like that that you grew up with?
Again,
What do you feel about her? I know you put it in the background. I
yeah,
know
no,
she.
I try to put my I guess my branding behind us, so that
Yeah,
as my background. But
yeah,
you can see it's flipped, right? You can see it's flipped over. I don't know why it's flipped over. So it's
yeah.
gone the other way. So
Oh, yes.
I have no
Sometimes
idea
that does happen.
what's
Yeah.
going on there. So I might work it out one day.
I think there's a way to do that in the settings, definitely, Annie.
If
Yeah.
you work it
So,
out, if anyone knows how to do it, let me know, please. And just send me the message now and tell me press this button, press that button, and it will flip it back to the right way, right?
absolutely. If
You
anybody
know,
want to help our friend, definitely do.
you see,
Awesome.
I think that from when I started, Marilyn Monroe was my idea of fame, I guess. Someone
Yeah.
who's true. So that's why I went to a branding expert. I said I want a graphic for my business. I want a branding poster. I think it was for like a trade show. You know those trade
Uh-huh.
show booths, those exhibitions, those stands that you have.
Yes.
So I had to choose something, so I chose Marilyn because I think she's iconic,
Yes.
and she's the epitome of someone who's famous just for being famous. You
Absolutely.
know,
I mean, we can always remember when she sang to the president, right? Can it? That's the
exactly.
whole thing. So when you think of her, I always think of when she's sitting to JFK. But I don't know her life story mainly. Maybe she was involved in different things, movies and stuff. But I don't know when she passed away and all that. But that famous scene, I remember that from the '60s, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the dress and the air vent is what it looks like.
Yes.
That's a full picture. There's a full picture on my wall of that. So literally, I got
Oh,
this 6 foot Marilyn Monroe will make you famous. When I do my videos for my marketing magic tips, my weekly videos, it's always
yes.
in front of that. So that's always there. The branding, I think for me, branding is very important. So you
You're
have to have
absolutely
a
right.
look that you have all the time. So she's the one I chose, and everyone always goes, "Why her?" I'm like, "There's a story behind it. Here's the story."
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he's an icon. Definitely an icon, American icon. Great. All right. Let's go on to the next question. Hopefully, they're not going to be as hard. All
But
right. Next one.
they've been
If
good. They've been good so far, Mike. I know what
they'll
you're
be
like.
good,
I
you
know
like the
you're
questions
gonna
good.
you're gonna
Here's
baffle
the
me
next
some
one.
way
If I
something.
had the ability to speak a language fluently, it would be what? What would be a language you would love to speak, Annie?
Oh. See, okay. Again, there's a story here, right? So I was born in England and grew up in Nigeria, right?
Uh-huh.
So I could speak a couple of languages in Nigeria because I was when you live in a place, obviously you get to you speak the local language. So there's a local language. There's also something called Pidgin English. It's
Uh-huh.
like it's like broken English, right?
Yeah.
So I could speak those two very well, except my granddad didn't really want to speak in anything apart from English.
Oh, wow.
Because
Okay.
granddad was a doctor. It was a world doctor. So like traveling around the world, being one of the best gynecologists the world's ever seen. So he wanted to say, and he wanted his grandkids to speak proper English. So
Wow.
so even though whenever we're in the family home or around the house, we didn't speak the local language, right? Unless if the adults were within earshot, we didn't speak local language. And then we moved to England when I was 13. So my sister and I said, we moved there together, came back together, and our dad said, you can't speak your local language ever. And you know what? It's very quick. It's funny how you forget your language very quickly.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah.
fast forward 35 years. I've got a 14-year-old son now who says he wants to speak the local language. So
Yeah.
he's trying to learn it on YouTube.
Oh.
And then I'm saying, don't forget the local language is too hard. Let's just speak broken English. Let's learn that properly. Let's learn together. I've got a friend who's going to teach us. So your answer, my friend, is pidgin English. That's why I really want to learn. That way, I can just have I can have a laugh. So I can understand pidgin English. I can understand what people are saying to me in a different
Ah.
language. I can understand bits of Spanish, bits of French, bits of pidgin English, and bits of Isham. I just can't speak any of them in return. It's a
Absolutely.
weird thing. You asked the
Oh
question, I
wow.
answered you.
Yeah.
So with your
That's
story.
awesome. That's interesting. Nice. I like that. That's awesome. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Best travel spot on earth.
Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic. Awesome. Now, you did mention
I,
you're
I, I,
Nigerian.
I
So
think it
why
is.
the link to the Dominican Republic? Do you have some family linkage to that,
No,
or
no,
you
no,
lived there
not
for a
really.
while?
Okay, no, I guess no. Okay, I suppose. Look, here's the truth of it. I spend I've done well in life. So, in my early years, before I started my own business, we went on holiday pretty much every year. You got to choose
Yeah.
somewhere, right? So, we went around most of Europe. And now Europe is fine. Spain, Belgium, France, I guess Portugal, the Italy is always there. Like Netherlands as well went to Amsterdam.
Oh,
So went around the world, and European countries have a way of being rude to black people.
oh wow. Yeah.
Not, it's not open. It's not open abuse. It's just rudeness that I just don't appreciate. So you go to a
Uh-huh.
restaurant, you try and pay. I try and pay, then they're like, they look at my wife and say, "Are you paying?" If the card's
Yeah.
in my hand, I'm like, I'm not coming back to Europe again. Never again, ever. So
Wow.
no, went to Egypt for a couple of times, and then Dominican Republic, and in the Caribbean, it's nicer. The weather's nicer, and the people are nicer. You get treated the way you should be treated. So we went there, spent a month there. The first time we went there, I think spent 10 days there. Next time we spent a whole month. I think it was 6 weeks in total there. And then from there on, we bought a house there, so we stay there more often than not. And then we sold the house and then bought a holiday club for the next 50 years. You
That's
asked a
awesome.
question, my friend. I have stories to tell about everything
That's
I have
awesome. That's
lived.
awesome. I knew you would be the right person to be on this show. You're awesome. Yeah, because I know you mentioned Dominican Republic before when we first talked, and you mentioned you flew to New York and all that. And yeah, that's interesting with that connection that you have there. You have a house there. How often do you come to Dominican Republic? Is it like every year, every
No,
couple
no.
of
I mean,
months?
we used to go every year, but I said we haven't been since COVID, really. You know,
Oh yeah.
my wife goes to Europe with to Spain with her mum, but that's fine. Nothing to do with me. I'm not
Uh-huh.
going. My son goes sometimes, but literally, I'm like, no thanks. I'm waiting. So hopefully, I get to go next year. It's in
Yeah.
business. It's always like, where can I find time, and where can my diary is full, my friend. When
Wow.
you're me, you do 30 audio rooms in 2 weeks. Then
Oh
it's
wow.
hard to find space. Otherwise, there's only one me. But
God bless you.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to
that's
sometime.
yeah.
I have to find the time.
You're awesome.
Otherwise, I'll be dead.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're very good at the audio rooms, definitely. We have a question for you here.
You go for it.
Uh, have you ever been to Portugal
No,
from
I
land?
said Spain, Ibiza, and I put as close as I got. Greece, I've been
Oh,
to. So that's as close as I've been. I hear that Portugal is very popular these days. I'm
I
thinking.
guess there's a follow-up question. Where have you not been and you love to go?
Don't be like that. It's like,
Which is a place you have
there's many
never been
places,
to, you
no,
would love to
there's
go
many
to?
places I haven't been to. I haven't been to Germany, for example.
Oh, Germany.
Yeah,
Okay.
Portugal.
Wow, that's even close to you. Wow. Okay.
Portugal,
Yeah.
I haven't been to Portugal, and I've been to the Balearics. That's close enough for me. You know,
Oh, wow.
I hear
Okay.
Portugal is very famous. It's very popular these days. So I
Aha.
may do. You never know. I may do.
Absolutely. Oh, there is Livia. great
Yeah.
weather except with storms. I guess he was talking about
Well, the
Dominican
Dominican
or is it?
Republic, it does there's hurricanes there. So that's what you get in America.
Oh yeah, that the
Hurricane
Caribbean,
season.
all of that portion. I do have a buddy from Costa Rica, and he always mentions that
Mm.
stormy and all that. And in Europe also, it's always stormy and cloudy, right?
Well,
So
it's always just raining in Europe. It's not as warm. It's not, it's nowhere near. I
yeah,
mean, Spain can get very hot, but Spain is very close to
exactly.
Africa. Like the UK is definitely, the UK is cold. You know, even
Oh
if it's not
yeah,
today. I've got
absolutely.
two fans on as we speak. It's all right.
Here's our friend Lance coming in. You haven't been to space yet. That might be one of the
No,
next questions. what,
you know,
what planet? If you can go to a planet, what would it be?
no, would I really go to space?
yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm sure I would like. In my mind, I want to, but in reality, no. I don't. I don't need to go to space. There's nothing there. No, there's no one there.
Elon
There's no
Musk
one to
is
go and
there.
see. There's
Maybe he
nothing.
can take his boss on
There's
the
nothing
ride.
to see.
yeah.
There's no one on Mars. There's
Okay, let's
no.
get to the next question.
Go on, go on, go on, go
Okay, cookies or cake? What's your favorite? If you would be given the choice,
on.
cookies or cake, what would it
Oh,
be, and which one?
it depends which cake.
Depends which cake. Yeah,
Cookies. I live on cookies.
you like cookies.
No,
Yeah.
I really do. There's a jar here of cookies.
Uh, I'm more of a cakes person. Like I like
Yeah.
carrot cake or any kind of chocolate cake, whatever
Yeah,
that is.
chocolate.
Whatever is baked, anything like that, I'll go for that. And cookies are okay, but I prefer the cake more. It's just I don't know, something about it, the sponginess of it with some a little bit of ice cream on the
I
side.
agree.
I don't know.
No,
It's
I
oh
agree, but you can't have cake every day. Otherwise you be like you grow bigger than I am. I'm big enough as it
right,
is. Cookies.
you're right.
I can have I need packets of cookies. I can have one or two every so often. I love
yeah.
nuts more. Peanuts are my thing. So
Oh,
peanuts and
absolutely.
shell, my cookies, perfect combination.
Oh wow, yeah, absolutely. All right. Oh, here's Lance coming in. Biscuits.
Yeah. I got the packets had in my cupboard, and I have biscuits everywhere. Yeah.
okay, we're ready for the next one here.
Go for it.
Okay. What would be the best pet I would want to own? So, if you have a pet, let us know. Or if you don't, what would you like? Prefer to have a cow? Would you like a chicken? Would you like a dog? 10 cats? What is your ideal pet?
Okay.
You know what? There's somebody I talked to before. They have like in their house at my company. They have like all these farm animals, and they live in like in a kind of snakes, spiders, tarantulas, and I'm like, what? All these like different animals. So, what would you have? What's your ideal pet?
Yeah, I'm laughing. Okay, so what do I have? Everything comes in twos in my house, right? Two cats, two dogs, two fish. That's what we have
Wow,
today. We've had chickens
that's
before in the
awesome.
back garden because I love fresh eggs. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can always eat the chickens afterwards. Sorry, my vegan friends. When chickens stop laying eggs, you have to eat them. Otherwise, they get unhealthy. So don't cry about that. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
We had chickens actually. My
I've
parents
had,
had
I've had,
chickens
I've
in my
had,
home.
I've had pigs in my house before. Not my pigs
Yeah.
though. You
Oh,
know. So which of those do I prefer? Which is the best? I like the cats, and I like my cats, right? And my wife talks to the dogs. I talk to the fish.
ah,
And I love peaceful animals. The cat's a perfect peaceful animal. They come in, they go out, they think you're their slave.
yeah.
And they treat you
Okay.
with total contempt. I like that. Whereas the dog,
Would you ever think about getting like a snake?
no, Nigerians are like snakes. No, we tend to want to kill it. It's stings.
Yeah,
You see a snake moving, you're like machete around its neck.
I know.
Don't tempt me. No.
It's in your nature. Yeah, that's
It
funny.
is because they're dangerous. When I grew up, when I was growing up, they were dangerous things. And I said, now
Yeah.
they're pets. I'm amazed. I don't know how. I'm, the-
Yeah, I know. That's amazing. Like we would always run away from them. People love it, especially in America. I mean, you have. Yesterday, I was driving and I saw a pet store. So for reptiles, right? It's especially only for reptiles, and it's like it has iguanas. It has all these. I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't have time to go in there, but I mean, It's a big store there, you know.
You know,
It's crazy. I'm sure they have probably like 30 different types or
you
more.
see,
It's
iguanas
crazy.
can be nice, lizards can be nice as long as they're not dangerous.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, exactly.
snakes, no, 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 no. You know, ferrets, rats, mouse, no, thank you. You know, there's pets and there's pets. I mean, pets come down to dogs, cats, fish, chickens are more for
Yes,
food. Beyond that,
exactly.
I don't know what else to choose.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a
I
good
mean,
good answer. I like it.
why,
Audience, you like his answer? Let us know. You like his answer? I like his answer. It's a good answer. We actually had three chickens at my parents' house before, and one of them, a hawk, came in and took it.
mm,
Other one died of heat stroke, and then the last one remained, and it just got into a mess. So we took it. There's a chicken park. We took it to a chicken park,
you know, so, no,
and so yeah. But three chickens are. It was like a white one, a brown one, and a black one. It was interesting. They were, but they would peck you.
which one laid the best eggs?
I think it was the brown one. The brown one, yeah.
Yeah, so I've had those. I think six chickens, three times at different times. So literally, I like chickens in the garden, but my wife's made it all concrete, so there's no space for chickens anymore. So it's all right.
Oh yeah.
Asif, what are you asking? A phobia of cats and dogs? You know, I guess I've been because I've lived in big properties, big houses. I need
Yeah.
dogs to sort of sound the alarm. You know, I don't like not knowing when there's someone in my house. Like,
Yeah.
this long story. I say that I remember that our last house, we moved in. So we moved in, and on the so you know when you just dump all your stuff and trying to sleep, and then wake up and see and then unpack your stuff. So that was our plan. But by the morning, we got woken up by the house surrounded by police. Literally, the house was surrounded by police. So we never heard
Oh
a word of
wow.
it. And I was like, never again is that going to
Uh-huh.
happen to me. The dogs will tell you to someone
Yeah.
outside your house. So that's why we like since
Yeah.
then we've had
Yeah.
dogs.
That they're good. Dogs are good for that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You know,
that's
for
true.
guards and all that. My grandmother had a German Shepherd, and she loved it. She kept it outside though, and anybody comes in, she would bark at them and all that.
Mm.
But it's good. Yeah. She loved that thing, and she called him even Mark at the time. But you know, I'm not a big fan of dogs. Only if you keep him outside and all that. I like the tiny ones, not those huge, big.
No, I like waist high dogs, big ones. My
Yeah.
wife would say my wife like she likes the dogs more than
Uh,
anyone else does. Now, cats are nice.
oh wow.
The cats keep the mice away.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
my
Yeah,
function with my cats. But my cats are quite they're lazy. You know, they're cats. They do their own thing. So let a mouse go and catch it. They're like, no thanks, you kill it yourself. I gotta bring you a rat. I gotta
absolutely.
bring you a rat from outside. That you can
Yeah,
enjoy. Yeah,
absolutely. Perfect. Let's go to the next one. We have a couple more questions here.
go for it.
Okay. Do you like to visit Alaska?
No, too cold, man. Too cold. I don't like
Too cold
cold.
there.
It's freezing. I mean, I think it's
It
freezing.
is freezing.
I think it's freezing. Is it freezing?
Yeah, does get cold, but in the summertime, it's in the 80s. It's perfect. Like July. I had a friend of mine who went there last summer, and he sent me pictures. They go fishing, in beautiful scenes. That's the best time to go. July, August. You know, the sun is there long days, so it sets at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So you don't even know if it's night or day yet. It's you have like a short nighttime there. But it's really nice to go during the summertime, July or August, basically. But I don't know how cold it is compared to England. You know.
Oh, look, England's not that. I guess we're in the age of global warming, right? So things are getting warmer.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it used to snow every winter. Now it barely snows. And when it snows now, we're like, it snowed. And we're not going it down. Everything shuts down when it snows here. So Alaska sounds a lot colder. But I suppose it depends which part of the country you go to. If you go to Scotland, it's cold. I'd say it's like a fridge. But Alaska is like a freezer.
Oh wow. Mhm. Oh,
Alaska is cold.
it is. It is.
Freezing
Yeah.
cold. Yeah, ice. We don't see ice too often. Now as much.
So that's a no, right? That's a no.
No, I told you no,
Okay.
no. I'm just not going.
No, even if we give you two coats, a thick fur coat, where you cannot feel it. How about living in those igloos? Would you be open to those?
Don't be sick. No, look, again, no. The answer, I suppose, that Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, the sound pretty similar. Where when it snows, it
Yeah,
snows. It's cold,
yeah,
and but
yeah,
like even go skiing where it's cold,
yeah,
right? I'm told it's not really
yeah,
cold. I'm like, I don't believe you. There's snow. It must be cold.
yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. Do
so
you prefer the heat or the
I can't get
cold?
my
What do you
head around
prefer?
it. My head doesn't understand
Yeah,
snow. You know, the heat. Of course, I prefer the heat.
absolutely. Yeah,
There's limits though. Dominican Republic is just perfect. Egypt is too hot. Egypt where it's 50
yeah,
degrees and hotter. It's like no, that's just too hot. You know.
absolutely.
Don't forget, I'm British. We love to complain about everything. When it rains, we complain.
Yes.
When it's hot, we complain. When it's nothing, we complain because we just like the
Yeah.
weather. You know? It's an English
Absolutely.
thing to do.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go on to the next question
Go for
here.
it.
Okay, if I would invent an item to help mankind, what would it be? What would this item be? And then this is the part also you can mention this and then mention how it can help your business and all that. And tell people after you answer this one your business about making people fame and experts. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. There's so many different ways I can answer this. Does this thing exist already, or does it go be something new?
It can, it cannot. Yeah, it can be something brand new that you would invent to help them, like any machine or
Okay,
anything
okay, all
that
right, okay,
you
okay.
might figure out that, let's say, for example, for me, like I want to be able to go back in time somehow. Like, let's say you made a mistake. Is there a way, which is probably not possible, to go back in time, fix that issue? So, that kind of thing. And I've always seen that in movies. That would be a cool invention.
And anything's possible, Masao. Anything's possible, but you have to believe
Yes.
that truly. Okay, I suppose I talk about this a few times when I do talks about mindset. So actually,
Yeah.
I think all of us have an invention in us. I think we just need to work out what it is, right? So I'll tell you what fascinates me first, and then I'll give you my answer what I want to invent, right?
Yeah.
So, so what really fascinates me is that everything around us was someone invented them. Everything. That's a crazy thought.
Yeah.
So as I look around me, I'm seeing lollipops. Someone created that one day. They never existed. And I think that's
Yes.
it. Sounds simple, but greatness can be as simple as that. You know, right? The one
Yeah.
thing that really fascinates me in this world is bread knives. You know bread knives? Bread knives.
I,
Yes, you
I
heard me,
don't know what
people.
that is.
Bread knives. You know what a bread knife
What
is,
is
right,
it?
Omar?
I don't.
In your kitchen, you have a bread knife.
Oh, bread knife, bread knife.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
right.
yes.
Why do you have one, my friend?
For spreading the bread and the cheese and
No, but no,
butter.
the knife with the serrated edge is unnecessary. Your
Yes,
bread comes sliced.
yes.
So why do I have bread knives?
So it's for butter, right?
No, it's for cutting bread. That I will never do.
Get- Getting the bread. Oh, really? Okay, I have it. Yeah.
Right. I said, and that fascinates me. Why do we have things that we don't need? Because someone created it,
Yes.
and it's really
Right.
fascinating, right?
Yes.
No, literally, I'll answer you soon, Royce. Funny question, Royce. Right. I suppose here's one I think we need: a nose picker. Something to pick my nose for me. A tool.
Yo. Yeah, that's a good one. That's
I
something good.
I would love to invent that, but I can't. I'm not really interested in that. So if anyone can invent a nose picker, please let me know. I'd love to have one. The that's not going to dig my brains out. That's going to do the job and stop in the right place, right? You understand me?
Yes.
A smart nose picker is what I really want. I think we will need. I suppose if I had to create something which I'm working on now,
Yeah.
see, I do a lot of book marketing, right? So
Yes.
apart from myself making you famous, and I work with people who want to write a book, who write books, and I want to put your book in different bookstores. Everyone thinks Amazon. That's only one bookstore, though, Omar, right? There's
Yes.
thousands of bookstores. There's thousands of bookstores out there. Thousands of them. Many are online. Many are not online. I want to create software that basically takes your book. So we'll enter the details of your book once, the title, the
Yeah.
description, and all the details, the price, and so on.
Yeah.
And then it sends it off to all the bookstores at once. So press a button, it goes to all the bookstores, and then they can say yes or no. We'll stock your book or we won't. So
That's awesome.
I'm trying to find a way to create that software now. So that's why
Oh,
I'm working on with
that's
my
cool.
software with my developers, because I think it'll be a great tool to have. Because I said
Yeah.
that putting your books in different bookstores is the hardest part of book marketing. Everything else is easy, but putting your book in
Yeah.
every bookstore is impossible.
Correct.
I, I'm going to change that.
I like that. Yeah, that's a good invention. Definitely. That's awesome. We need that. I think that was the last question there. Let me get to Royce. What is he saying? How many hours of talking do we do online?
It depends which day you choose, Royce. It's getting worse. It's not getting better, by the way. It gets
Do
worse.
you take Sundays off typically, NA, or do you
I
have an audio
used to,
events
but
also
then
on
I
Sunday?
used to, but here you are on a Sunday. You called me on a Sunday. I'm here, isn't I?
Yeah,
I had an audio room earlier. I had a meeting earlier as well. I don't take Sunday off. I work on Sundays. I do other things. So basically, Sundays, I try and get ahead of the next week. My pet,
perfect. That's
my
awesome.
pet hate is social media posts for clients. So I try and do them on the weekend, on a Sunday, Saturday, right? If I can do my
Perfect.
post today and tomorrow, or yesterday and today, I can rest. And the rest of the week, I can just do my audio rooms and LinkedIn stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
Royce, I
Well,
don't know.
that was all the questions I have for you
I
today.
said like,
Uh,
so to answer Royce,
that's it.
some days I do 5 audio rooms back to back.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So
That's
that's what was
awesome.
that 7 hours of talking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, perfect. Those are all the questions I have for you, Annie.
I
And we have just a
survived.
couple
I
more minutes.
survived. I
You
survived.
survived. Yes, you made
Oh,
it. Good job.
please. Thank
Now,
you.
now you're one more last question. You're a fame expert. Who have you made uh, somebody famous, or what are your techniques? If you want to talk about your business for the last 3 minutes or so, before we ended, somebody who you made a fame, who helped them in your fame. You have, I know, thousands of clients, I'm sure, and you're the guy for that. Is there somebody that you can stand out for, and just tell the audience more about your business a little bit?
I've made many clients famous. Fame comes in different ways, right?
Yeah,
So uh, I suppose when I count my level of fame, TV costs money, radio costs money, right?
yeah,
So clients have to have a budget to go on TV and radio. I put people on TV and radio, but you have to carry on spending and carry on being famous. That's not down to me. I tend to remember those who have sold more based on my services. As I sit here now, the one that really gave me the biggest boost, is my friend Dan. He runs a podcast company called the Podcast Guys UK. So for a couple of years, we did this LinkedIn lead generation. So a simple thing. So well, it's simple to me. Yeah, it came to us for it wanted more customers. The big businesses they wanted the podcasts. So we used the old LinkedIn, what you and I call search and connect, Royce. There's where you,
uh-huh.
search for who you search for the target audience, find them, send connection requests, and then when they connect, send DMs to say, "Here's what we'll do. Do you care? Can we help you?" I remember that Dan called me one day, and he sold over 100, 150 grams worth of podcast services to a client in one-to-one connection from one piece of work that we did. So that tells you that there's money in search and connect. But LinkedIn changed the rules, and suddenly say you can't do search and connect anymore. So now I'm doing audio rooms. I think I'm making people more famous now than ever before because I'm getting
That's
people in
awesome.
front of. I think a couple of weeks ago, my dream was to get 100 people in a room at once.
Oh,
Right, then suddenly we've got 100 people, and then we've got 3 more in the next 2 weeks. So now
wow.
my target for audio rooms is 100. If I can get in front of 100 people at once every time, that will be a good chance for you to, that's real fame. They're in your room for a reason. They care about what you do. They want to buy from you. Especially when you do that 3 or 4 times over month. If you have the same people coming to your rooms over and over, it means
Yeah.
they're waiting for a chance to ask you, can you help them? I said I find that a lot of people think when you have the same people in your audio room, it's a bad thing. I don't think so. Like I've realized
Exactly.
people only come back because they want something from you. So I try and create those numbers over and over again with the same people. So no, that's. I mean, I've got clients in all sectors. So construction companies. I guess my favorite clients these days seem to be coaches.
Yeah.
So I got my own
That's
room.
awesome.
I got management consultants, management experts, manufacturers, fashion people who do their rooms. So literally, I have different people, and I make them all famous by giving them that audience these days.
That's
And
great.
they all sell. And again, okay, so maybe I should mention my client, my friend and client, Eric. Eric F. King. He's a salesman, right? Super
Yeah.
salesman. He's a great salesman. He really is. We call him, and he calls himself the compassionate closer. So he helps you sell without selling. So, he basically selling and becomes a helping people thing. So I say with Eric. I say to all your rooms, Eric, you must do one. This is going to be great for you. You just must. We must do one, right? Now,
Yeah.
here's all the different reasons. You're gonna get these. You're gonna get clients. You want to fill training programs. We'll do it for you. Eric's like, oh, okay, yeah, I hear you. Now, one of those that's not quite sure. And then suddenly, Eric says, let's do it. So we do it. First session we'll do. Eric gets 2 clients. Eric over them. He's like, wow, 2 clients. Yeah. So in one, so in just a 1 hour.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Eric's doing audio rooms every day now. Every day, that's all.
That's awesome.
That is online doing a room by himself with other people, on other topics. Eric's everyone I work with becomes an addict. Yeah, they all want to do more rooms. I say to them, let's do one every 2 weeks. And suddenly they're like, no, I want to do one every week because it's too good. Yeah, that's the result
Yeah.
of what I do for them. Yeah, of course there's some that I drop after a while. That's life. In business, there's always churn. Have you finished
Awesome.
yet?
Oh, yep, we are. We're done.
Okay.
All right. I want to thank you, Annie, for coming
It's a
in.
joy. It's a joy. Thank you
You've
so
been a
much.
great pleasure to be on here. Hopefully, we'll see you on next time playing a game with Zumbrity,
Call me.
the trivia. We'd love to have you there.
Just
It'll be
call me.
great.
Just call me. And
We'll
I
be
tell you,
coming in pretty
I'm
soon.
done though. I'm done. I'm done, Omar. Quiz questions are not going to do it for me. I can't answer any of them half the time. I'm like, ah.
You'll do great, but it's a pleasure to have you today, Eddie. I'm gonna put you in the breakout room, and we'll talk a little bit to introduce the next guest, who's coming next week, next Sunday, and we'll talk in a second here. I'll bring you talk to you soon. And that was Eddie, the fame expert. He did great. He answered all those questions. Next Sunday at 9:30 Pacific time, I believe that's going to be 10 p.m. India time. We have Dr. Supriya, uh, and we're excited for that. We are booked for the rest of September and almost all of October for guests on Do You Really Know? We're bringing guests all over from LinkedIn of people that you guys know. We had Matt Allen last week, Eddie. They're all wonderful people. And thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next week. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And if it's Monday, enjoy Monday. Take care.